Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Tennis Podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about movies that shaped their childhood. I'm Sweetie with an IE. Stickles. They say it's almost your birthday. Happy birthday to me. Sweetie's birthday. She's gonna be 39 years old. Wow, guys. If you've been a long time listener of the podcast, or if you're a new listener to the podcast, as my birthday approaches, I always like to do a movie or anything that really, is my pick. Obviously, because it's my birthday, but also something near and dear to my heart, right? So we've done some good movies back in the Sweetie birthday vault. Remember that the year we did Mary Poppins, awesome. The Annie year, those might have been the same year. I think I had three. I had three one year because remember I had Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Rookie of the Year, Mary Poppins, My Cousin Vinny. I did a lot in 1 year. But this year, I decided to take a different route and go with some cartoons. Because what says 39th birthday better than watching some really great 80s cartoons? Am I right? I know, but really... best present ever. So for my 39th birthday, I decided to do 3 cartoons, specifically 80s cartoons. Now we've covered cartoons before. What have we done prior to this, sweetie? Any cartoons? Not movies, but TV shows, cartoon. Yeah. I don't think we have. Well, we did Gummy Bears. We did DuckTales. Yes, remember when we sang the theme song? Hello. No. We did DuckTales, Gummy Bears, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yep. We've done Care Bears, the movie, not really the TV show. We certainly need to go back and do Doug, Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life. Perfect. Oh my God, I'd love that. So yeah, so we've done a couple of cartoons, and obviously, as even more so maybe than movies, cartoons totally shaped our childhood. I mean, what a time that was, cartoons. And here was a slot for cartoons. Ready? Obviously, okay, anytime, but specifically, I remember Saturday morning cartoons, Avi, and then always ones watching after school. I don't know. That was just the sweet spot for cartoons. Yeah. So, Sweetie was right. We haven't done any 80s cartoons. Now, we are technically 80s babies, but Sweetie was the mid to late, and I'm sort of the late end of the early part of the 80s. So, cartoons in the 80s, we were aware of them, but we're slightly a little too young to watch in some ways. However, they were around and influential, especially to me being born in 1983, right? So you're in your mind, when were you watching cartoons? When was the first time you probably watched a cartoon? 3, 4, 5? Right, exactly. So that would put me at 1986, let's say, right when Sweetie was born. I needed something to do. I wasn't watching the baby Andre all day. Just kidding, I was. I loved her. But I needed some cartoons in my life. So these cartoons that we're covering right now all started just about in 1986, which is kind of fitting because they were my favorite. So long story short, we decided to cover today My Little Pony, My Little Pony, My Little Ponytails. That's actually a different series than the 80s one, but we'll talk about it. Gem. Love. I know. No, it's you're a gem girl. Gem girl. Yeah, I'm a gem girl. Oh my God, I want to be a gem girl. I'm a gem girl. I'm a gem girl. And I I hated Kimber. I'll go into it. And last but not least, She-Ra, Princess of Power. So those were my top 3. Okay, all of them. Well, let's see. No, okay. My Little Pony was made after the My Little Pony like figures. So the figures came first, and then they made the cartoon about it. The other 2, Jem and She-Ra, shows came first, then the action figures and the whatever Barbies came later. So I had all 3 of those amazing toys that go along with the shows. So influenced by these cartoons that we owned all the toys, as you would. And like I said, just like really, really stuck out as like some of my favorite times watching these 80s cartoons. Probably would have been, 5 years old maybe. And they just really put such an impression on me. And I'll explain why, like per each show that we'll go over. And how we did this was I just Googled, so like kind of like the first episodes, I think, of at least My Little Pony and Jem. And then She-Ra, I just found like a random one since we did the YouTube links, and we did a little cartoon homework while we were supposed to be working today. So good day for us. So as I said, you were like a little bit too young, but like, do you have any memories of these before I showed them to you? Mm-hmm. We had a pony basket full of ponies. Yeah. Me too. I know. I know. And she never would leave. She was always around. Stupid Kimber. The doll. Like, the doll that wouldn't die. Yeah, kind of. I was just like, oh, this like gross Kimber doll like won't go away. Why don't we throw it out? I have no idea. I don't know. I used her as a man. I'll talk about it. I know. Totally. Oh my God. That was the weirdest one. So I also want to say, this came to my brain the other day to do these because I was watching cartoons with Sweetie Jr. Now, mind you, she just turned 10 months old, so not quite in the sweet spot yet of being able to watch cartoons, but dang, am I trying. And I saw that they had My Little Pony, like a reboot. So we watched an episode, and it was really cute, but like with a lot of the remakes of these 80s cartoons, like the cartoons are very... They're all computer, animated now, and they are like a lot. It's not like the sweet little drawings we grew up with. Like it's just a lot in your face to the point I'm like, ooh, like I don't know about showing. I mean, of course I'm going to show her cartoons, but I don't know. It just makes me sad, like where cartoons have gone to now. Yeah, right. I know. I'm gonna get the old DVDs. But yeah, this got me started into the My Little Pony world. So let's start off with My Little Pony. So My Little Pony, the episode that I brought up was I guess like the pilot episode of the 80s cartoon. So in 1986, the My Little Pony movie came out. Now, as I said, that was in response to the My Little Pony, what do you call it? Action figures, whatever you call those, toys. They're like, oh my God, and they were huge. My Little Pony was huge in the 80s, right? Along with like Cabbage Patch Kids, like these, yeah, cool. Fun names. Yeah. Yeah. And they were beautiful ponies, almost like sexual ponies. They were like too pretty. Well, they're just like so pretty. They have this like perfect hair and it like goes in this perfect way. Yeah, eyelashes. They're just like, they're very, very beautiful horses. And then like there's always this thing about girls and horses, right? Like there were certain girls who were like horse girls. Not the way they looked, mind you, but like they were into horses, right? Whether they actually did any riding or just were like really into horses, like they knew all the breeds, like they had like little like ponies, and not even My Little Ponies, but like other like horse stuff. Yeah, or real horses. Yeah. But I just feel like girls always like love like a good pony, right? So they capitalized on that, made these toys, and then they made this movie, right? 1986. So then that was so popular that they're like, let's make a freaking cartoon show. So then this got rolled out in 1986, right after the movie came out, or a couple months after the movie came out, I guess. And it only ran for 2 seasons, this 80s version, but started with this like pilot, I guess, called Rescue at Midnight Castle. Now, I remember watching this. They played it on TV, and it scared the freaking shit out of me, okay? Because it contains very scary dragons, some devil-like dude turning the pretty little ponies into the scariest dragons you've ever seen. I had nightmares after watching this. What kind of cartoon is that? Oh, my God. I guess they didn't like screen test anything with children, huh? Like what? I mean, I know. Yeah. Well, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I remember being traumatized by this movie, but like I'm going to watch this as an adult and be like, okay, this wasn't that bad. I was just a kid and stuff was scary to do as a kid. Oh no, this was like some dark freaking shit, I'll tell you. So it was super scary. So My Little Pony, Rescue at Midnight Castle. No one really famous doing the voices, I'd say, except so Tony Randall was Mr. Moochick. So he was not Moon, Moo. No, it's Moochick. Mr. Moochick, yeah. Moochick. Like a Moochick, yeah. Not Moonchick. I don't know. But he's like a little wizard, right? With like lived in the Mushroom Village. So My Little Pony, Rescue at Midnight Castle. Yeah, so Tony Randall was the voice of him. He was Felix Unger on The Odd Couple, apparently. Yeah. And then Sandy Duncan was the other voice. I don't know. Also famous old actress in some kind of sitcom. Yeah, look her up. She's done some she did some Broadway stuff, and then she was in like a big 80s sitcom. But like nobody else really famous. So My Little Pony, Rescue at Midnight Castle. So here we are in Ponyland, which is called Paradise Estates. Sounds like a glamorous no, I was going to say development like in Florida. We live at Paradise Estates. And it's like a pony land, but with other like mythological creatures, let's say. Exists in its like own plane. Maybe not on Earth. Yeah, maybe above the clouds. And here you have a place where ponies, these beautiful ponies, just roam free. And you have all different kinds of ponies, right? You have ponies that fly. You have baby ponies. You have ponies as unicorns. You have ponies that swim, a.k.a. a seahorse. Sea ponies. Me too. I know. I've never even... Did they have Sea Pony action figures? I don't remember them. Yeah. Oh, they were the best. So anyway, so you have this like really fun pony land. The ponies are just like having the time of their life, like jumping off cliffs and pretending to fly or trying to fly, jumping in water. Yeah, sorry. They were fun. But so all's well and good until some crazy lightning bolt happens and these monsters come out of the sky, these giant dragons, and then this guy riding the dragon who essentially looks like the scary guy from the Ewok Village movie, What was that guy? Yes. Yeah. Ugh. Like look like a man sort of. Yeah. Yeah. Super scary. They were weird. Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone said it differently. That's what I think was the problem was. Oh my God. So I wrote it down in my notes as Scarpan. Scarpan. I don't know why. Who named these? I have no idea. Very, very strange. You know what he also kind of looked like? Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. He looked like a Bigfoot. Yeah. So anyway, Scarpan flies out of the sky with like on top of these dragons, and they're trying to catch the ponies. So it's like kind of a violent like chase scene. They catch 2 of the ponies and like fly off into the dark sky, and the other ponies are freaking the fuck out because they're in like lovely pony land. Nothing ever bad happens here, and all of a sudden dragons are like coming out of the sky and snatching their pony friends away. So the what seems like the ringleader of the ponies, Firefly, decides to go get help. And this means to her, I guess, go into like human land and go get some random girl who's going to be able to help them. I have no idea why they went to this girl's house and was like, you can help us. No, maybe she was in the movie or something. But yeah, but they didn't know her. It wasn't like, oh yeah, let's hit up our friend Megan who can help us. No, it was like, let's go grab some random chick. Yeah, total basic bitch. And then it switches to where are these ponies being taken away by these like dragons. So it's in this shady castle where another midnight castle where another strangely named creature lives. Okay. Yeah, T-Rock. I wrote it as T-I-R-A-C-K, T-Rock. Tireck? T-Rock. Tireck. Okay. 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 So another like, what is the deal with this? What is going on? Right. Dr. Claw. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nanny? Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know. Yeah. He was basically like a devil. He had cloven like feet, but he was a dark pony. So Tireck, whatever his name is, the sketchy dude, is stealing ponies because he needs them to and turning them into scary dragons. So he has this thing called the Rainbow of Darkness that is in this bag, and he like whips it out, and strokes it, and this black stuff surrounds the ponies like this black hurricane and turns them into these scary ass dragons, and they're just like these beasts. So imagine that, these beautiful ponies turned into dragons. And he's like, oh, I only have 2 ponies. Like, I need 2 more to pull my chariot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why he needed the ponies. And was he trying to take over, like, the pony world, I guess? And just make everything dark? So, he still needs 2 ponies, so bad news for the ponies. However, like we said, they have now gone and had tried to get the help of this rando girl who likes horses, I guess, named Megan, and convinces her with this really chipper song to come back with them to Ponyland and like help them out because they need some human brains to solve this old problem. So yeah, that was the other thing about this. There's kind of like a pseudo musical. There's like a couple like really rando songs, and we've talked about this before with kid stuff. How they feel like they're like, let's interject like 3 random really not great songs, because this is like a kids thing, and kids stuff needs songs. Right. I love that one. Yep. Call upon the Sea Ponies. We'll get into that one. Definitely best part for the whole thing. So good. So they get Megan there, and they're kind of explaining to her like what up. And then what do you know? The dragons come out of the sky again. That immediately gets captured. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" Right. So they don't want her. They get more ponies. They get 2 more, and they get 1 more and then a baby one, which was very sad. But they have no use for the baby one, so she doesn't get turned into the dragon. She just gets chained up. Yeah, they don't kill her or anything. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know. That is funny. I was like, oh, that's so clever. Yeah. They reminded me of like the Supremes. So they had like I'd say like a doo-wop, like R&B kind of like flair to them. And the way they spoke were like so cool and like, yeah, I'm like so good. Like, hey, honey, like we'll help you out. Like Diana Ross is like a pony. But yeah, this awesome little jingle, which I was singing before. Call upon the Sea Ponies. And then the shooby-doo-bop. Shooby-doo-wop-him. So, yeah. Well, they go to Mr. Moo Chick, who lives in like some mushroom forest land, and he gives them a piece of the rainbow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like, this is a piece of a rainbow that'll help you like defeat this rainbow of darkness, because like he is the bad rainbow and this is like a piece of the good rainbow. So they find themselves at the castle, and there's a big moat around it, so they call upon the Sea Ponies to help them across the moat, and they get into the castle, and they're clip-clopping around. One of my favorite parts of the show was like the clip-clop of the little pony hooves like all the time. So cute. Like really brought me back. And they're wandering around. There's all this scary stuff, and Applejack gets, kind of like is behind in the pack of them all going around the castle, and gets taken because the Tireck needed 1 more pony to pull his chariot of darkness or whatever. And so she gets taken, and so they finally find like Tireck in this room, and he's like, I have one of your friends, and they watch Applejack getting turned into a dragon like right before their very eyes. And this is the part that scared me as a kid. First of all, we had Applejack the pony, so it really hit home for me. And it was scarring to me seeing her turn into that like terrible, scary thing. Really, really traumatized. I'll remember that like my whole life. Awful. It's okay. She's okay. She lives. But so then what happens to our good friend, what's his name there? Scarpan. and his buddy too. We didn't even mention his buddy. Baby dragon. He talks like this. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, he basically gets like fired. Remember? That's why he does that. Because he didn't do a good job. Yeah. Or he didn't get like, yeah, he didn't get enough ponies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So good. So then Tireck is like unleashes that whatever the thing in the bag, and it's that rainbow of darkness. But then the nice rainbow overcomes the rainbow of darkness and like saves the day. So then his power is wiped out. Good, triumphs over evil as always. Yep, the ponies turn back, and all is well. And yeah, surprise! Total Beauty and the Beast moment. Scarpan is a prince. Yeah. Ooh, yuck. No. Yeah, I'm with the other guy. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So this one only ran for 2 seasons, but seems like the gist was like there's often like some trouble in Ponyland with like all the different other little creatures that existed aside from the ponies. And then as we were saying, they made a in 1992 one that we watched a lot, which was My Little Pony Tales. The little jingle went like this: My little pony, my little pony, my little pony tales. Yeah, so I remember that one, and that was a little bit more centered around 8 like core ponies, and they seemed to be like kid ponies, and they'd have like sleepovers, and they had parent ponies, so it was a little bit more like pony sitcom, I'd say, versus like this one, which was just like a big land with like all these different kinds. But I do remember that one pretty well. So in terms of My Little Pony, I guess the only other thing let's talk about is like the pony names, which I find so fascinating. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I didn't really remember any others either, but then I looked up some of them, and then I was like, oh yeah, like I might have heard some of these. Okay, ready? Here's some for you. Magic Star. Firefly we talked about. Applejaps. Lickety Split. So that was like one I remember because she had an ice cream on her butt. Or like a sundae or something. Buttons. Gusty. I don't know about that one. Gusty. Baby Heartthrob. Posy. Truly. Honeysuckle. Baby Cuddles. And this one, I have no idea why you name a pony this. Whizzer? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. But it seems like if you have a baby, it's just your name with a baby in front of it is like the baby. No, but then like there was baby like lickety split or something. So I'm like, oh, that's how they did that. Baby hugs and talks. Oh my god, I love the baby versions of the stuff. So cute. So yeah, my favorite pony, as I said, we had Applejacks. So my sister Liz had that one. I do remember. I got this pony. I don't know how old I was, but I was obsessed with it. It had like a furriness to it. So the ponies were like plastic, but this one I had like almost like this soft fur, and it was like a light green, and it had green hair, or no, it was like a yellow, kind of a light yellow with green hair. And then I want to say, what did it have on its butt though? Yeah, I want to say it was like a Lucky something one. Maybe it was Lucky. Yeah. I know. But I love that pony. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, I love that one. So We should ask our older sister what she like when she, because she got most of those ponies. We just inherited those ponies. Like that one was the only one I remember getting like on my own as my own personal pony. But she got all those other ponies. Where did she get all those ponies? Who bought them for her? Did she get them for birthdays? We'll ask her tomorrow. Well, we Marco Polo with her daily, so we'll do a pony polo. But yeah, real sweet. Okay, next up. So my personal favorite, and I think Sweeties know too, we're huge Gem fans. Gem girls. Really good jingle for that one. Yeah. Show's over, Synergy. I know. Mm-hmm. And Aja was supposed to be Asian. Yeah. The one who always drove. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay. So Gem and the Holograms ran from 1985 to 1988. So kind of long running for a animated show. Heavily influenced by MTV and MTV culture, right? Because as Sweetie was saying, it is like, so it's about a band, a girl group, and then like a rival girl group. And the main thing about this Gem is that it like revolves around these music videos that these like the girl groups are doing with these like catchy little tunes. They were all original tunes. I'll have to say the music. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, the songs almost reminded me, though, a little bit of the Pippi Longstocking songs in the sense they were sort of obvious. Yeah. Or one thing repeating. Yeah. 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 They were a bop in some ways. But I would say the music videos wicked random. Like they were just showed like doing them in the most like random scenes, but still really enjoyed them. Yeah, you do. Right. I mean, this show had everything. It had the music, it had the fashion, killer storylines, okay? The cliffhangers of this show are unreal. So I gave Sweetie one episode to watch, and it was like 22 minutes long or whatever, and it's the pilot called The Beginning. And we'll explain sort of, because explaining the kind of plot of this show, I was trying to explain it to Sweet Eye Jimmy, and I'm like, okay, this is like kind of insane. I'm trying to explain this. It does make sense. But like, so I was like, okay, we're just going to watch that one episode, but it ends on this total cliffhanger. And I was like, where is the second episode? You know, luckily in YouTube, it's kind of like all stacked. Like the next one is like comes up on its heels. Oh, luckily I didn't. Only plan on watching that one, and I was like heavily invested into the next one, which was called Disaster. So, you know, you had to watch that one. And I'm not even done with it. I got to finish it before I go to bed. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. So good. I'm going to be watching 3 years of this show in the next, week. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's comic book kind of style, simple yet effective. I mean, all these 80s cartoons is like standstill animation essentially. So it's like their lips are moving and then like they occasionally like blink an eye, but that's the extent of like what you get for their face. But it's like totally effective. The action one, once they're like moving around, it's not that bad. But when they're just like standing still, it's basically just like a photo or like a still. But anyway, let's explain about the plot of the pilot. It gets a little complicated, guys. Fasten your seatbelts on your Gem Roadster. Okay, and that's the other thing. The names in this show are amazing. There are like 80s names on crack. They are the best. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Jerica Benton. Yeah. I had to read that. Same. Right. Right. I know. Was she even at the funeral? I don't think she was at the funeral. That's weird. Yes. Yes. With her friends? Right. Right. She's really into the stripes, that Jerica. Yes. Yes. She looked like a candy striper. I'm like, what's with the candy striper outfit? She is cute. I got Cameron Diaz vibes. I got to be honest. I thought Cameron Diaz could really play her. I know. Yes. Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh, losing it. So you're like, they're motorcycles, but then you look closer and you're like, are those guitars? Yeah. I kept looking and being like, is his hair really purple or is it supposed to be like black? He is hot. He is hot. Right. She looks like an aerobicized instructor. Press. Mm-hmm. The latest. Oh, totally. The latest advancement in audio visual synthesizing. I don't know. Questionable technology because it can do like all of these random things. So it can make holograms. It can also make them new clothes and it can make them like, yeah, give them like a makeover. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I I think, kind of. Yeah, she's like synthesizing basically their talent. So the dad had like created this synergy behind the scenes and had been working on it for a while, but then he also left them like all these cool clothes, all these musical instruments, and this roadster. So very exciting. And Jerica's like, these are the tools I'm going to be able to use to like get my dad's record label back or whatever. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And he has like a buzz cut and those like weird sunglasses that like almost like LeVar Burton wore in Star Trek, or like the guy wears in Back to the Future, like one of those, like I don't even know what those sunglasses are like, but he's like a total weirdo. Breaks into the Starlight house, which is this orphanage sort of that they have for like wayward girls that Jen lives in with all her friends. And what? Yeah. Oh yeah. I was listening. And then wakes them up, but then like someone has okay, what? This is the 80s, right? Why did Kimber have a lantern, like a lit lantern? Oh no, no, no! I know. I remember why. I remember Rio was trying to fix something in the basement, and the circuit breaker like broke, so they didn't have any electricity. Okay, it's all coming together, guys. So anyway, the lantern falls on the ground, and then there's a fire, and then the freaking Starlight House burns down, guys. What the heck? I know it got a little scary. I mean, those curtains went up like that. I mean, so fast. Polyester rags. So so they have like they've introduced some of the orphan kids, and one is like this kind of troublesome girl. I don't know. I'm sure that's going to be like more of a plot like later on. And they have this, what do they call it? A jar where they all like raised money with random chores that they've done to buy a new refrigerator for the house. And the one girl's like, guys, we only need $30 more. Like, how much is a refrigerator? I know. I'm like, what? Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, because I didn't get to finish this episode, but they are trying to, because Eric makes like some bet with her at the end of the first episode that like she has a month to get Jem and the holograms like good enough to beat the Misfits somehow. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And there's always like, yeah, there's So like we said, it's not only cliffhangers like at the end of an episode that makes you be like, oh my God, can't wait till next week on Gem, but also every commercial break, like something crazy is happening. Like I had just watched the one where the Misfits were like driving some like tractor or plow around like the mansion guy's estate, and Gem fell and almost got like eaten up. Yes. Luckily Rio saves her, he always does. But oh man, I was eating this up like with a spoon. If I was a little kid, which I was when I watched this, oh man, forget it. And like Sweetie said, the fashion, the hair, the makeup. Oh. Yeah. 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 And there's like some hot and heavy stuff with Rio and Jerica. I mean, they show them kissing. It's like, it's intense. I really would like to follow this relationship. But yeah, really good show. So as we said, we had a Kimber doll. So she was pretty scary looking by the time I play with her. She had like an androgynous white tuxedo jacket, I remember, with like these frills, and her hair was this like bright orange and stuck out in like all these directions because we just like didn't take care of her that well, and I think she had some crazy eye makeup on and stuff. So really it was a kind of an icky looking doll as a kid. And then, as I said, I always used her as like the stand-in Ken doll. We didn't have a Ken doll for a long time, but I had a Kimber doll that scared the shit out of me. So I used that as the male like boyfriend figure for a while until we got a Ken doll. I don't know like when we finally ended up getting one, but yeah, I think we got a hand-me-down somewhere finally, but those poor Barbies were starving. Yeah. Yeah, they had to be. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I made the comparison. I thought the Misfits sounded like, had like a Pat Benatar like sort of sound to like their songs, and the Gem and the Holograms really reminded me of the Bangles. So much so that I put on the Bangles Spotify station today as I was driving around in the afternoon. So there you have it. Great show. I know they've done a reboot of this in, I want to say like 2018. They came out with a movie with this. Don't think that went well or translated at all. I'm sure they didn't follow along with like the original plot. Maybe they did, but maybe I'll check it out now. Yeah, it's just, it's made for like a funky little TV show. I can't see like a movie being like that interesting or anything, but anyways. Okay, last one. So last one we did, She-Ra, Princess of Power. Okay, this one is fucking weird. Was very disappointed. I was G-chatted Sweetie when I was watching it. I'm like, disappointing. The show's weird as fuck. Like, what is going on with this show? Why did I like it so much? I mean, there were parts to it. Yeah, there were parts to it. Here's the main part I remember. So, okay. So, She-Ra, Princess of Power. I don't have the dates for this. I forget when it aired, but let's say it was around like mid 80s. Basically, companion piece to He-Man that all the boys were in, and they were like, we need one that the girls are going to latch on to too. So let's create like basically a girl version of He-Man. It was. And when you read the whole story, so I think this was like a comic book or something, or made by Marvel, or, it's part of this like whole thing. So it sounds like it has like a Star Wars-ish kind of vibe to it, not only in the sense that this place is like a futuristic medieval times sort of setting, but that She-Ra, whose real name is Adora, and He-Man were siblings, twins, separated at birth. And She-Ra went to go live somewhere else, and He-Man, wherever he is. Yeah. So that was like kind of the basic thing to it. But I don't know if the story like... Yeah. Yeah. Well, they just like love that stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. Need to have a secret identity. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a mishmash. Yes. I know. Yeah, this wasn't the pilot, so we should have like watched. Yeah. Frost. Well, here's the thing about this show. The women are sexy bimbos. So if you imagine you're a little girl watching the show and you're like, oh my God, like I need to be like She-Ra, you will be wearing zero clothes. You will have giant boobs, the tiniest waist, the longest legs. I mean, it was basically like a Barbie doll. I know. Problematic. Of course. Who doesn't? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was the part that I remembered as a little girl. So she like grabs the thing and she's in front of like that skull rock thing. I forget what it's called. It's like a famous thing. And she says something magical, and then and she's in sort of like normal clothes, but she's still basically like a bombshell. And she holds up the sword, and then it like this light goes down, and it like transforms her body as the light comes down. And she's suddenly like this glamazon She-Ra. And then she turns her horse named Spirit into Swift Wind, is her horse companion. And he turns into like regular horse into this like Pegasus. I know. What? I know. And she's like Swift Wind. And she kind of is a little bit more like royal and like has this certain air about her when she turns into She-Ra. And the horse did too. I know. No. I know. It was weird. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely is. It's very Wonder Woman vibes. Like basically identical outfit, I'd say. It's this like tiny little skirt, corset, bodice, these tall gold boots. The action figure was like just like that. I like can see it in my head, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah. And she had like this little gem in her front. It was like this little diamond. It was like in the front of her little breastbone there. Yeah, she was so cool. So in this episode we watched called Duel at Devlin, these like weird robots are okay. So the whole like kind of overarching plot of She-Ra is that there's this this thing called the Horde. Okay, it sounded like they said the whore for a long time. And it's like basically almost kind of like Star Wars, where you have the Empire and then the Rebellion. So you have like this evil empire called the Horde, and they are in control of like all these little what look like medieval villages. But as we said, it takes place almost in the future, or has this future technology because there's robots everywhere. and like mythological creatures, like talking koalas, and like a witch that wears like a hat with her eye holes cut out, and like a talking stick. Yes. Yeah. Oh no. So, and so her dad is like the innkeeper, Darius, and like gets harassed by the robots, and then Crystal, or whatever her name is, like stands up to the robots by throwing a cream pie in their face. Why do they have cream pies? So then the robots are like wicked mad, and they like have like they're out to get like this family, which is Darius, Crystal, or whatever, and the mom. So Crystal runs away and like goes to find help, I guess, and then finds She-Ra. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, right. She's a hard ass, that She-Ra. Yeah. They really weren't. Yeah, because she gets knocked out because dumb Crystal's like, She-Ra, watch out. And She-Ra gets distracted, and then one of the robots like hits her, so she gets knocked out. And then the villagers do have to like come to their own rescue. So they do defeat the those robots from the horde again with like cream pies and like sacks of flour. I don't know like what is going on in this village, but that's their only like mode of defense. Weird. And then at the end, so like She-Ra saves the day, and everyone is like really like into her, and she wants them to join the rebellion basically. And so they're like a little bit hesitant because they don't want to like the angry robots to be like attacking them and taking all their stuff. But I think they do eventually join the rebellion. Yeah, it really is. So, and then She-Ra has all these friends. So it's like the Frosty girl and that guy who were like going to come help too. I guess they're part of the rebellion. I don't know. Yeah, we should have watched the beginning. Maybe it would explain more. And then, I don't know if you watched it all the way, but then at the end, this weird like little troll guy comes out and is like, hey, did you find me like in this episode? And I guess he like hides in every episode somewhere. And then he says this like line about bullying and how the robots were like bullies. And so there was like a weird lesson at the end. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it was real sweet, but it was almost like just tossed in there as like an afterthought. Be like, oh yeah, we got to teach kids about like bullying. Like, here you go. But good try, 80s. Good try. It was. Oh. Yeah, the language was weird. Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't. And I mean, I could see like why people would be into this, I guess, if you like that sort of fantasy medieval time stuff. But yeah, like I don't know. I wasn't as into it. Again, I think I did like really just like loved how pretty She-Ra was, and she was like pretty badass, like kicking ass in those boots. So I can see it, and I can see myself being like, yeah, like I mean, in that way, it's like it is, you know, despite her being like looking like Pamela Anderson, she did kick butt, and it's great for young girls to see women like kicking ass, you know? I mean, in the 80s, here's what we had in the 80s, right? Like you had all the guy stuff, which was guys kicking ass. So you had He-Man, you had G.I. Joe, you had all these sort of like violent ones. And like here's who the girls had: Rainbow Bright, like Strawberry Shortcake, My Little Ponies. Like they kicked ass in their own way, but it was like you know, fighting stuff with like rainbows and hearts and like blinking your eyes. It's just like obviously two different sides of like the spectrum there. And you know, oh my God, why are boys so violent? Like get a fucking grip. Hello, makes freaking sense. Yeah. But but as we've said about other movies, like when you see, I know this wasn't like, people don't think this was like a good movie, but like when the updated Ghostbusters came out with the women, and to see like the women like kicking butt in that movie was like a very powerful moment for like us when we were watching that. And that was only like so many years ago to like see that, because we're still just like not that represented. So yeah, so those are the 3 80s cartoons. We know there's tons more out there. I just listed a bunch of those guy ones. I did like think about doing Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake, but I didn't remember those quite as well. I remember the Rainbow Bright movie. Yeah, she had a Rainbow Bright. I remember the Rainbow Bright movie a little bit. It was sweet. But yeah, these ones just like really stuck with me. So I thought, hey, happy birthday to me. Wouldn't mind a gem cake. Just gonna throw it out right now. Gem birthday cake. If you want to make me one tomorrow. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Yes. I know. That's why I was saying the animation is like nothing. They're just like drawings essentially, but like, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Or make it look like the other one, be a little bit more interactive, but yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, have you seen that they have like a Rugrats reboot? Have you seen that one on Nickelodeon? It's the same thing. It's like the animation's like so over the top or something. I don't know. I don't like it either. Just stick to the old stuff. Yeah. I know. Maybe. Whatever. Thank you very much. Don't worry.